preview of the apocalypse. It's Late Night with David Letterman. Tonight, Paul Schaefer and the world's most dangerous man. And now, the man who donated the beautiful flowers for tonight's ceremony, David Letterman.
That's darn nice of you. Thank you very much. You know, something occurred to me this morning as I got out of bed. I go into the bathroom, and I'm using my water pick. And I'm standing there. Do you have a water pick? So I'm standing there working with the water pick, and after about 20 minutes, it occurred to me I could probably accomplish the same thing with just a really good squirt gun. So what the hell did I waste all that? You know, ladies and gentlemen, just let me say, as far as I'm concerned, I believe that Saddam Hussein has really hurt his country's chances for being the next host of the Goodwill Games, because I think this behavior was just... You know, it's interesting, Paul. These two guys that we just took a shot of, take a look at them right there in the front row.
Yeah.
Now, if you can, just tilt down a little bit. These guys, I don't know who they are. I don't know what they do. Yeah. Tilt down. But as soon as this thing is over, look, they've got their luggage with them. They're out of here. They got their flight bags there. They're gone. Yeah, there it is. Well, I guess by now you've heard the world reaction to Iraq's invading Kuwait, and it's unbelievable. It's far-ranging. For example, Great Britain said it's a grave threat to peace. Japan said it's a heinous mistake, and France, just to be on the safe side, surrendered. So that's... Ladies and gentlemen, let me... If my hair looks a little strange to you tonight, it's not strange-looking hair. My meninges is on the blink. That's the problem. Hey, man, this is not a bad show. Michael Pretend you're a lawyer. But you have all your luggage there. Are you leaving town immediately?
Going to San Francisco.
Going to San Francisco on a case right after the show.
We're from San Francisco.
Oh, and then you're going home.
That's right.
So you had no hotel while you were here?
Just lived on the street.
Lived out of your luggage. Good idea. Also on the program tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, is this right? We were able to get this man? Good. You folks are here on a great night. Tony Randall will be with us in a matter of moments. Yes, sir. Now, say hello to a friend, Paul Schaefer. He's right over there. Hi, Stan. How you doing? Tony Randall is here.
Yeah. Thank you. David, you know, let me ask you this. I'm not complaining or anything, because it's fun to be recognized in the street, but at least 3 times a day, somebody comes up to me and says this. David Letterman, right?
Right.
How am I supposed to react to that? Originally, I should say, no, I'm not.
Yeah.
No, but you're the guy. You're the guy, the drummer, right? Yeah, I'm the drummer.
You're the drummer. No,
so now
No. You're starting to sound like a snotty celebrity.
No, I'm not. I love interacting with the public.
You just say, yes, that's right, I'm Dave Letterman.
Exactly. That's what I'm doing now, yeah. Yes, I'm Dave
That's what
Letterman.
I say when people say, come to think of it, people never say that to me.
No, they don't.
Let's do our top 10 list and then get on with the big show. First... Hey, do you have big weekend plans?
Just a relaxing weekend. I plan to do not too much of anything.
Right. Yeah.
What are you going to do?
I think I'll probably go see Ghost Dad this weekend. Okay, let's see here. Top 10 category tonight. Boy, this is a pretty good show. Did I mention the show, Tony Randall? What time is the flight, boys? Can we get you a cab?
8 o'clock.
Huh?
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock. Oh, good. Well, then you have plenty of time for drinks afterward.
Absolutely.
Well, by all means, come up to the office. Here we go from the home office in Lebanon, Pennsylvania. Top 10 least exciting superpowers, huh?
Lebanon.
That's right. Top 10 least exciting superpowers. You know, like
exciting.
Yeah, like comic book superheroes.
You mean like X-ray vision?
X-ray vision, yeah. So that would be a good one.
Yeah.
And Superman can fly.
That
he can bend steel in his bare hands.
Those
change
would be
the course of
exciting
mighty rivers. And who disguised as Clark Kent? Mild-mannered reporter for Daily Metropolitan newspaper.
Yeah.
On and on. These now would be a list of the top 10 least exciting
superpowers.
Oh, that's right.
Okay.
Let's just take our luggage to the show.
And we'll sit someplace in back. They'll never see us. Here we go. Top 10 least exciting superpowers. Number 10, super spelling. And number 9, lightning fast mood swings. Number 8, really bendy thumb. Number 7, can breathe soup. Number 6, ability to calm jittery squirrels. Number 5, power to shake exactly 2 aspirin out of a bottle. Number 4, ability to get tickets to Goodwill games. Number 3, power to score with other superheroes' wives. You know, that kind of response just sickens me. Number 2, ability to communicate with corn. And the number 1 least exciting superpower, magnetic colon. There, that one. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for our viewer mail. Actual letters from actual viewers. As always, the presentation of tonight's viewer mail is being assisted by the amazing Puma 206-axis robotic arm. Here it is right there. Okay, anytime now. Hey, hey, hey. Thing is squirting cologne at me. Here we go. Letter, whoops, I made a mistake. Letter number 1. Here we go. It's the Puma 206-axis robotic arm. Letter number 1. Well, I've made another mistake. Letter number 1. There we go. Okay. Thank you very much. There's some kind of robot spittle on this.
Nothing worse than robot spittle.
Here we go. Dear Dave, would you please do one of your TV shows? I'm sorry, would you please do one of your shows at my local high school, a dedicated fan, Pete Staples, Midland High School, Midland, Michigan. You know, this is a, thank you very much. This is a very flattering request, Pete, and you know, I think if I'm not mistaken, I believe I am already scheduled to do one of my shows at your school. Let me check right here. Oh, yeah, that's right, coming up next week. Here it is, here's the schedule. August 6th to the 11th, I'll be in the Michigan area. Come on out and see us. It's Dave's Parakeet Circus. And the first 100 ticket holders get their photos taken with the parakeets. Connie, Billy, and Larry, or whoever that is. Where is it? Oh, okay, letter number 2. I get the controls confused, you know, because they're labeled here. One says toss mail, which to me, toss mail is, here, toss it to Dave. And then the other one says Dell, period, mail. So I get confused.
The other one says what?
Dell, period, mail, as in deliver mail.
Oh, deliver the
so,
mail.
Yeah, I have trouble sometimes thinking deliver mail, Dell mail, toss mail. You understand
Right,
what I'm saying?
yeah, that can get confusing.
I get me one of them San Francisco attorneys on this. Dear Dave, why not give the robotic arm a name? How about Fluffy? Sincerely, Nelson Mullins, Cleveland, Ohio. Well, it's a good suggestion, Nelson, but as regular viewers of this program can tell you, we already have a Fluffy around here. Our Fluffy is a special friend of our drummer, Anton Fig. It's right over there. And you probably know Fluffy better as Willard Scott's hairpiece. There he is.
Dave,
Yes, Anton?
can I bring Fluffy home with me for the weekend?
You know, have you ever thought about extensive counseling, Anton?
Yeah, well, I hope Fluffy bites you in the throat and kills you.
Okay. Letter number 3. Here we go. Hey, watch it. Come after you with an Allen wrench. Come on, let me have it. Give it to me. Hey, you dumb. It's shorted out, isn't it? Hey, what? Why, turn it loose. Oh, I'll get the oh!
Just put some things in a shaving kit and we'll go to the studio.
There we go. I know, sure. Sure. It's ugly, it's cheap, it's unfounded. Thank you. I couldn't be more proud. Yeah, that's right. And they're attorneys. Yeah. Dear Dave, what started your fame and fortune? Just curious, Pete Miller. Do you mean, how did I get started in television, Pete? Well, believe it or not, we actually have the videotape of my first television experience. Hal, do you have that queued up and ready to go? Here, this is where it all began. This was my first television exposure. Watch carefully, and I think you'll enjoy it.
Good afternoon. John Lindsay, Eyewitness News. Presidential candidate Jimmy Carter's motorcade passed through downtown Indianapolis just moments ago en route to the airport. From there, the Democratic hopeful is bound for Iowa and the all-important primary there next week. Carter's visit was brief, and while the governor of Georgia restricted his remarks to criticism of the administration's policies on inflation, he did say America was, quote, experiencing a crisis in leadership. We now return to Exercise in Knowledge with Bob Gregory.
Right. So, you see, some executives at NBC saw that, liked what they saw. Gave me this gig right here. Yeah. Letter number 4. Here we go. Letter number 4. We got to hurry because we have a big show. A lot of big important stars on the program today. Dear Dave, I am a musical arranger and I've ripped off the late night theme song for use in my band as a break song. Out of curiosity, I wondered if there have ever been any words written for the song. Oh, good question. If not, here are mine. Late Night Fun has just begun. My TV is on NBC, Late Night with David Letterman. There's always big fun until the show's done. No matter who's on the show, you'll always know just why Dave makes big dough. Bill Irwin, Melbourne, Florida. Well, I guess as you probably know, Paul, of course, wrote the Late Night theme. Paul, are there lyrics to that? Did you really ever write lyrics to that?
Yeah. Yeah. Here are the lyrics. These are the lyrics. Down in Melbourne, FLA, some jerk named Bill is ripping me off. And don't you know now, my lawyers say legally that Bill's house and car belong to me. Yeah.
There you go. Okay, hey. We'll do a commercial.
Kirk Engineering. Scotty, it was a power loss. How come?
We lost 5% of our energy reserves, sir. Our deflector shields are weakened.
Can you compensate for the loss?
Aye, if we don't lose any more. Don't ask me how it happened.
For the big show. Hey. Okay, can you tell I have a cold? Does it sound to you like I have a cold?
Oh, a summer cold is the worst.
Does it sound like I have one? Can you tell? Because in here,
no.
it sounds a little tubby.
No, it sounds fine out here.
Yeah, but I don't want to say anything about it because a couple of years ago, that woman said, stop saying you have a cold because it's rude.
So you won't say anything?
So I'm just going to persevere. I'm going to be stoic about this one.
Okay.
But isn't it odd, the first week in August here to have a cold?
Yeah, what's the worst is that it never goes away.
Yeah. Two good things happened. The painters have finally finished painting my house.
Good.
They started in '83, you remember? They're finally, they packed up their drop cloths and they're gone.
Yeah.
And also now I have yet another new phone in the car.
You got another phone?
Another new phone in the car.
This is yet how many phones now?
This was, Rose, how many phones? This would be our third phone.
Third phone.
Third phone. And this one sounded okay, but then for the rest of the journey into work this morning, it sounded like you're traveling through a meteor shower.
How does that sound?
Well, you have to ride home with me some night.
All right.
You'll experience it for your own self.
Is that
The appearance of my first guest means one of two things. We're either running out of peanuts in the green room, or another guest dropped out at the last minute. It's always a pleasure, ladies and gentlemen, to welcome. Look, we're dressed similarly. We both have the dark blue blazers on.
Double-breasted blue blazer.
Same with
yes.
you. Yeah, you look very nice. Look very natty, as they say. Tell me about the first time you did one of these talk shows. I'm guessing it was the Jack Parr Show across the hall in that studio. And what year was that?
Your guess is wrong.
Okay.
It was in this studio.
No, you're wrong. You're wrong. It was that studio.
What?
Yeah. Geez, you backed off of that so meekly.
Well, I defer to you because I admire you so.
Oh, come on.
No, I do.
No, I think it was that studio.
It was 6A or B.
Yeah, which one are we in here? A. We're in A, so it was B. You were in B. This was, at the time, a radio studio.
In any case...
It's a fascinating little broadcast history detail, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the Jack Parr Show. You're quite right. And those were live. And they were an hour and 3/4 long. Then it would begin right after the news at 11:15 and go right to 1 in the morning.
That's right. In those days, the local news was only, as you mentioned, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I remember this guy was on the show.
There was less going on in those days. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I won't interrupt anymore.
No, that's all right.
Okay, I'll be right here.
It's your show.
Oh, yeah. Okay, go ahead.
There was this fellow on the show. He wasn't a professional. They'd found some fellow who was interesting. And he had a dog that did anything. Excuse me. I have a little summer cold. I have. But the dog did anything the man told him to do.
All right. What kind of dog was it?
Just a mutt. And the guy and the dog looked like he looked like Pete the Tramp. And he'd say, in the 5th row, 4 seats in, there's a girl with a plaid dress.
Mm-hmm.
Go to her. Dog would go straight to her.
The dog would find the woman in the audience?
Yeah.
Wow.
And then he pointed to a microphone on a boom like this, and he said, find another one. And the dog found a microphone on a stand.
Wow. Very, very smart dog.
Yeah. When I got home about 1:30 that morning, my wife was asleep.
Mm-hmm.
And I got in bed, and she muttered, how did the dog do all those things? I said, I don't know. I can't figure it out. And she went back to sleep, and then she woke up, and she said, well, maybe the man explained everything to the dog before the show.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess that would work, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
But wasn't there also something about, at one point, Parr said, tell the dog...
Oh, yeah. I left that out.
Yeah.
That's the truth. That's the truth. You remember. He would tell the man tell the dog to do such and such.
Right.
And the dog did everything. And then he said to Parr, you know, Parr used to call himself the king of comedy. He said, tell the dog to come to the king of comedy. The dog came to me.
Big laugh. That
Yeah.
must have been a huge laugh then, huh?
No, but ever since then, I've been the king of comedy.
Well, congratulations. Chosen by a dog as the king of comedy.
Want some
No, thanks,
eagle-
because I'm a little woozy as it is, and I know those things are full of just poison and
No,
preservatives.
they are not.
They're not?
All right.
Hey, let's talk about this book.
Oh, yeah.
Now, this is great. This is full of your life, remembrances, stories, things of...
Anecdotes.
Anecdotes, that's the word I was
Like
looking
how
for.
I got to be king of comedy.
Yeah, exactly.
Except I'd forgotten. You had to cue me.
We're looking through here, and right here, there's apparently an error on page 21.
I got to tell you about that.
If you buy this book, look, here it is. They include this little slip of paper. Was that in all the printings?
Yes.
Wow.
Except in the
There's an
paperback.
error. They made a mistake on page 21. Okay, and then they corrected it in the paperback. But how can you let this happen?
That's what happens in life.
No, I know, but you are the one person...
I'm going to tell you. Have a tortilla chip. They're really good. The ranch tortilla chips.
Yeah.
Eagle. Isn't that good? Yeah. Anyway. That was the funniest... The name of the book. You forgot that. The name of the book. The name of the book. Friend. The name of the book. Which reminds me. Woo! It's a story. It's anecdotes from my experience in show business. It's not an autobiography or anything like that. It's just straight stories. Everything that's amusing. Yeah.
It's just another little joke. I'm sorry.
It's coming. Yeah, it'll go in my next one. And it's coming out in paperback.
But no, explain how you allow an error to show up in your little book here.
They send you something called galleys.
Right.
That's the book in long sheets of paper, but the way it's going to be
And
printed...
you go over it and you
correct.
check and
there
you
were
look.
no errors in the galleys.
Yeah.
And then when they printed it, they left out the punchline of a joke.
What was the punchline? Do you remember?
Yeah, I'm going to tell you now.
Okay, good.
It was the funniest mistake I ever saw happen in a theater. It was the actor Ludwig Donat, remember?
Ludwig Donut.
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 Yeah.
Ludwig Donut, Paul. That's right.
Very good actor.
Yeah.
And it was a play about Freud. I remember Steve Hill played Freud. And he was with his mentor, that was Dr. Breuer, who had experimented with hypnosis and happened upon what turned out to be psychoanalysis.
Oh, yeah.
And he was telling Freud about it, and that was Ludwig Donut. And here's what he said. You have to let me tell it.
I will.
All right. He said, "Believe me, my dear Freud, it was the most exciting moment of my professional career. It was like opening a human skull and looking at the living brain under a microphone. Never in my life, in over 50 years of experience, have I had such a thrilling moment. I can tell you, microscope, I can tell you, Freud."
Well, that's pretty funny.
It really was funny. It really did happen. They left out the word microscope.
Man. See, now that's what I mean. How could you have let that happen in your own book?
I didn't let it happen.
Well, thank God they cleared it up for the paperback.
They cleared up the paperback, which is coming out August 13th.
All right, we have to do a commercial. Tony and I are going to enjoy some snacks while you're gone. Now, you see, you mentioned that the paperback comes out in a couple of days. Will all of these photos be in there? This is you. Look at that. Is this for a play, or were you actually in the Army?
What do you mean, was I actually in the Army?
I don't know. Maybe you weren't actually in the Army.
I was actually in the Army.
Yeah. What did you do in the service?
I was a courier.
You look scared here.
Yeah. I was scared. That's what I was.
Yeah. Well, who wouldn't be in those times? Sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll tell you about how I got in the Army. I was inducted at Fort Devens, Massachusetts. Hundreds of millions of guys went there. Enormous, unbelievable. And the first day you walked around in your civilian clothes, going from place to place and tests and medical and all that.
Paperwork and so forth.
And then I guess that went on maybe 18 hours while you're being inducted. And you weren't even given your uniforms yet. Shots. You got about 7 or 8 shots. And it was an enormous building with a concrete floor. And you'd go from place to place and then just wait. And after about 18 hours, as I said, we were just sitting on the floor like this. We didn't know what we were doing anymore and just waiting for the next guy to come along, tell us what to do. You know what a short arm inspection is?
Oh, yeah, I know, yeah.
So we were sitting there, and a guy came and said, "Now, man, you going before the doctor to have you first short arm. When you go before the doctor, you take out your thing, and you hold between your thumb and forefinger, and you show it to the doctor."
Oh man.
And we sat there. Yeah. After about 30 minutes, he came back. He said, "Now, man, you going before the doctor to have you first short arm. When you go before the doctor, you take out your thing. You hold him between your thumb and forefinger, and you show him to the doctor." And finally it happened. Next day, we had our uniforms, and we were put on a train, and we didn't know where we were going. The train was so old, believe it or not, it was Civil War stock. They'd got everything out during the war. Yeah. It was a wooden train, wooden car. It creaked and all that, and there was no place for us to sleep. We slept on the floor of the train. And every man in the car was sick because of the shots.
Sure, reactions.
And so many, and we all had fever and just, it was a terrible trip, and it went on for 3 days. Just there on the floor, just stretched out on the floor of this car. The second night, in the middle of the night, we were just moaning with pain. This guy, I remember his name was DeVito, a great big guy. He suddenly screamed in the middle of the night, "You take your thing between your thumb and forefinger."
Well, right here in the book.
No, that's not in the book.
Oh, that's not in the book.
I forgot it. When I was writing the book, I forgot to
put that in your next book. What do you have planned for the rest of the summer?
Me?
Yeah. No,
I just got back yesterday from my vacation.
Oh, you went to London?
From London,
Oh, that
yeah.
sounds like a great time.
Yes,
How
I'm
long
gonna
were you
stay
there?
home. 2 weeks.
Okay, good. Nice to see you.
Oh, well.
And come back anytime. Tony Randall, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll be right back.
Game at Burger King.
I won!
Win anything from a Whopper to a family-size Chevy Lumina APV, even a $60,000 Corvette CR1.
I won the Corvette?
Play Whopper and Wheels to give you a summer like nobody else can.
Monday on the program, George Foreman will be here. Also, actress Mary Steenburgen and banned medical devices demonstration. First week in August, and New York City is in the middle of a lovely, lovely summer. And we thought tonight would be a great time to show you a little of the activity you could experience right here in Central Park. And what better way to do this than with our own Central Park quiz. Paul, do you have a little information?
Sitting in the park, waiting for you.
Here's our little Central Park quiz. Watch carefully. These people are going to need A, correct change, B, lots of napkins, C, Blue Cross. Number 2, the most frequent question asked of this man is A, where's the carousel? B, which way to the restrooms? C, could you call 911 for me? Number 3, this young woman is obviously A, on a day off, B, on a lunch break, C, on her way to a roller funeral. Number 4, this couple dining outdoors will soon be surprised by A, the strolling guitarist, B, a sudden cloudburst, C, the $17 charge for 2 Pepsis. This man is describing A, fishing trip, B, a business deal, C, the guy who stole their sports coats. Hey! Number 6, New York City is very proud of its A, many programs for young people, B, enthusiastic park volunteers, C, their super casual National Guard units. Number 7, this couple is double-checking to see if this is A, the Great Lawn, B, the Sheep Meadow, C, where they're supposed to leave the ransom. Number 8, even if they had $1 billion in their pockets at this exact moment, these men could not A, buy a more beautiful blue sky, B, buy a more serene afternoon, C, get served at a 7-Eleven.
You can put your confidence in the brain of excellence, the household appliances that bear the name GE.
Okay, thank you. Everything all right over there? Oh, good. Number 9, this team, A, plays softball every week, B, all work for the same firm, C, has just been purchased by George Steinbrenner. There you go. That's our little Central Park quiz in the middle of summer. Next guest was on this program several months ago. His film, Roger and Me, has won critical acclaim. So tonight he's back here to tell us all about the new home video version of that film. Ladies and gentlemen, here's Michael Moore. Michael, are you? Hi. Nice to see you. How you been? Good. Glad to see you there, Michael. How long ago did you do this? This is like almost 2 years old now, right?
No. I did. It came out last December, and the video just came out
last December,
last month.
And when it was released, you got a deal, I guess, with Warner Brothers.
Yeah, Warner Brothers.
Yeah. And the movie, the movie received a lot of attention, a lot of critical acclaim. People said, "This is great. This guy, this kid, really has done something wonderful," and it became a very popular kind of documentary, an insight into life there in Flint, Michigan.
Yeah, it seemed people thought it was funny, and yet it was a story about how GM laid off 30,000 people in my hometown. And I went on this quest to find Roger Smith.
The CEO of General Motors.
Yeah, who retired this week.
Yeah. So now, the film was or was not nominated for an Academy Award?
No, it wasn't nominated.
Yeah.
No.
Now, then, this firestorm of controversy, because everybody is saying, well, the film should have been nominated. It was certainly as good as the others that were nominated in that category. But then all kinds of controversy has happened as a result, huh?
Yeah, well, they started saying things like the rats that were shown in the abandoned houses weren't really from Flint; they were from Detroit.
Right.
Like, you know, we had imported the rats into Flint.
They accused you of trucking rats into Flint from Detroit.
Right. They were somehow not from Flint, and that was some kind of deceptive filmmaking, I guess. I don't know.
What other things were people upset about with this?
I think General Motors was upset, and they kept sending out press releases to the press saying that, you know, you've got to do stories on this guy or whatever. Like there's you know, that cash register that was stolen when Ronald Reagan came to Flint and ate at the pizza restaurant. Well, it really wasn't stolen then, and it was just strange.
So General Motors is trying to discredit you, the largest corporation on Earth.
Yeah.
And they're trying to discredit you.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know why they didn't, I mean, to worry about me, you know. I mean, I'm just...
Now, did Roger Smith ever see the film?
He says he didn't see it. Yeah. No, he said he didn't have time to see it.
And you never got him on film in your film?
No, I never got him. I never got him.
Now, how are you treated back there in your hometown of Flint?
Well, people really are happy that the film was out, but Phil Donahue came to Flint to do a show on the film. And like 5 minutes before we go on the air, the Flint police come up to me and asked me that, they said that they got a call and they believe there might be a sniper in the audience and would I like to wear a bulletproof vest.
And did you wear the bulletproof vest?
No, I didn't. I thought I'd, you know, just take the bullet right there live on Phil. No more, Phil wouldn't have to worry about, you know, any more cross-dressers or...
So you went from, I think, you had a job in San Francisco with a magazine, and then you...
Yeah, those are my lawyers there, by the way. The guys...
You went back to Michigan, you made the film, and then all of a sudden your life changes completely. You're traveling all over the country to promote this. You're on airplanes going every which way.
111 cities.
Wow.
That was a tour.
Wow. Did you get tired of flying? Was that a problem?
It was terrible. Yeah, well, Warner's, they always put me in first class.
Well, there you go. Sure, you're a director, a filmmaker.
Yeah, but I had to fly with all these executives, and when they saw me, like, sit down beside them, you know, they just like...
They knew who you were.
Oh, yeah. You know, that was the guy that was
no friend of big business.
No friend of big business. And they were all reading the latest Tom Clancy novel, you know, hardback. You know, one guy, he gets out his legal pad. He was so upset he couldn't talk to me in person. He wrote out a 5-page letter to me while he was on the plane sitting next to me. And I'm reading, the first line is, "Dear Mike, you know, executives have feelings too." And, as you know, working here at GE.
Yeah. Now, did this reaction surprise you? I mean, both the good and the negative?
No, not really. I thought all the people who suffered through the Reagan era would like the film, and all the people who made out like bandits would hate me.
Now, did you ever pretend, or did you ever think to yourself that this was a truly objective overview of the situation, or did you know that it was more of just kind of a personal look at what your life was and how it was changing?
Yeah, it wasn't objective. It was one-sided, unfair, mean-spirited. I mean, in fact, some critics who, you know, there are like 2 or 3 that didn't like it, right? And their biggest criticism was they compared me to David Letterman. They said this movie plays like Laid Off with David Letterman.
Oh, see, now why drag me into it? I'm just minding my own business here.
Hey, you know.
Did I tell you to do the movie?
No.
So are you going to do another one? Now, see, this will be the real test for you as a movie maker, is to make a second film. Is it going to be a documentary, or are you going to make one at all?
No, yeah, I'm writing it right now. Yeah. It's a political comedy, satire. It begins with an actual incident in Topeka, Kansas, a couple years ago when Reagan's Air Force One was trying to land. They couldn't land the plane because there were 2 dogs out on the runway doing what dogs like to do on a runway.
Sniffing luggage?
No. Copulating dogs. So
all right,
the Secret Service considered them a security risk. And they couldn't go. They went out there and they tried to break them up and they tried to shoo them away, and it didn't work. And then finally one of the Secret Service agents pulled out his gun and shot the dogs.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, man. See,
yeah.
That seems a little harsh.
Well, but I just thought it was the perfect metaphor for the Reagan era, you know.
But you know, I'm thinking to myself, if that had happened in the Bush years, that's the perfect job for Quail. You send him ahead to break up dogs. It's an ugly, awful thing to have said, and I'm proud it came out of my mouth. Well. What are you doing? I think Wendell has been attending cheerleading school again. Well, Michael, it was a pleasure to see you, and we'll look forward to the second effort.
Appreciate it.
Thank you for being here. Roger and me, Michael Moore. Being here again, and look forward to seeing you again when the new film is completed. My thanks also to Joan Armatrading and